Good morning, hello, and happy Monday. We are cruising through our Monday morning matters today on another topic about talking. So last week we talked about how we talk about ourselves, about our marriage, about life. Today I want to specifically focus on how we are talking to our kids. Our voice and what we say will become their inner voice and will become the way that they talk to themselves. Now, we can't always be rainbows and kittens, right? Our kids are going to mess up. Our kids are going to be boneheads. And someday you're going to have to say, that was boneheaded and you need to stop. But in those regular moments, in those times when you're studying spelling words and you're starting to get frustrated, in those times when they bring you their favorite piece of artwork from the day, or that time when they worked really, really hard on something and it just didn't go their way, what are your words like in those moments? Are you still encouraging? Are you still speaking life? Or are you letting your flesh and your mind take over and you're critical and you're cutting? Sometimes our kids just need us to listen. They don't need us to give advice. They don't need us to speak up. They don't need anything to come from us but our ears. Sometimes they really need us to say, listen, I'm proud of you anyway. Keep working at it. Sometimes they need the truth in love. Sometimes they need us to give them that you're a bonehead lecture. But how are we doing it? Because when they walk away from us and they mess up again, they're going to hear our voice in their head again. And we want it to be a keep your head up and keep going voice. Not a critical, not a cutting voice. When I was growing up, my mom always said, you can always come home for dinner. It didn't matter how we played. It didn't matter the grade we got. It didn't matter any of those things. We could always come home for dinner. Now, if I didn't do what I was supposed to do and failed a test, or if during a volleyball game I spouted off at my coach or a ref or another player or whatever, those conversations did come. But I knew in my heart that home was always home. So when we're looking at the way that we're talking with our kids and the way we're interacting with our kids when they're having a tough time, do they know they can always come back home? Or are they concerned about how things are going to be spoken when they get there? So as we're thinking about things through the day, through the week, how are we talking to our kids? Now, I also want you to remember that we are all in this parenting gig for the first time. Yes, I'm parenting multiple children, but today was the first day that I had to get those particular children out of the house in this particular atmosphere, right? Every day is a new day. Every moment's a new moment. Yes, I have had messy conversations over and over again. Yes, I've had to speak truth and love over and over and over again, but those moments are always the first time I'm dealing with it in that moment. These messages aren't meant to be critical of you or harsh or anything like that. It's just meant to draw attention to things so that we can start thinking through how we're dealing with life with our kids. We're always going to mess up. Always. I'm going to say the wrong thing. I'm going to say it in the wrong tone. All of those things. But overall, how are we dealing with our kids? And if it's a struggle right now, how can we change it? How can we get back to that place where we're speaking truth in love so that our kids trust us and know that we want what's best for them? So I hope that you have a fantastic week. I hope that there aren't messy conversations this week. I hope that there isn't even an opportunity where you have to decide between being critical and speaking truth in love. But if there is, just remember that the words that you speak to your kids will play over and over in their head. So make sure that you're bringing life and love and encouragement to them. Have a great week. Love you all.